David Allman here. Today we're going to talk about practicing. Active practicing versus passive practicing. Let's go in the studio. In order to practice effectively, you need to know who's practicing. Which part of you is practicing? Is it the guitar player or is it the musician? People tend to focus on the guitar player rather than the musician, and that creates very excellent technique and great proficiency on the instrument, but the musicianship is often forgotten. So we need to develop a way to blend both elements together so that you can improve your technique and at the same time develop your musicality and your personality, your musical personality, which is, I think, in the end, what is going to make the difference between one player and the other. As a musician, you have things to say, you have story to say, and your tool is the guitar. This is your pencil. The story doesn't come from the pencil, but you still need to know how to write things. You still need to work on technique. You need to know how to spell words and how to construct phrases, sentences. Then the actual story comes from within. Try to take that element that you're working on, even if it's a technical thing, and try to incorporate it into a story, into a song that you're working, a little piece. That's going to really develop your musical mind, and it's going to force you to remember that the licks, the ideas, and the scales and the chords are tools to express yourself. If you're good at sweeping arpeggios, and your whole practice involves around sweeping these arpeggios that you already master, this is not very effective practice. You're doing what I call passive practicing, which has its place, but you're not really improving as a musician and a guitar player. You're not developing new skills, and you're not really going anywhere else. Passive practicing should be something that you can do while watching TV, for example. Running through the scales, the licks that you're already used to playing, that's going to just maintain your ability. And it's important to do that because your pencil should become second nature. Active practicing is much more involved. Not necessarily involved in the fingers, but involved in the brain. And that's where you're going to really focus on the sound of the notes that you're playing, the relationship between a lick and the chord in the back, so that you can really develop what's inside of you. I'm sure you've already done that, where you play something and you've played it 1,000 times. All your solos kind of sound the same at the beginning. That probably means if all your solos sound the same, that you need to work more on active practicing. Active practicing does involve two elements. It involves your own sound, which means the sound from your instrument, but it also needs something in the back, a backing track, a reference point from which all the notes you're playing are going to get their meaning. A note by itself doesn't mean anything. When you're actively practicing, it's really important that you use a backing track. You can ask a friend to just play a chord or a couple chords or whatever you're working on, or you can get some backing tracks on excellent websites such as guitarplayback.com. You don't want to spend your practice not knowing really what you're going to work on, because your practice is going to turn into a passive practice. When I was younger and I spent time really developing my ability to play or non-ability to play, depending on what you think, but I had a little book, and in that book I had a plan, a very specific plan. Maybe 5 minutes of warm-up followed by 5 minutes of understanding why the Dorian is Dorian and where its place is in your music. All those different categories need to be timed. So have a timer, have all the things ready for your practice in the room. You don't want to find that you're going to start your practice and, oh, I need to change 2 strings on my guitar before, that's already 10 minutes lost. And you want to have everything planned for your practice. And if you can't afford to play every day, to spend every day on active practicing, that's okay, but still do it on a really regular basis. Having the plan works. That plan needs to be prepared, written after your practice, because if I spend an hour actively practicing on something, at the end of my practice, I'm going to have a good idea on what I need to work next time. Maybe it's going to be a continuation of what you started. Maybe during your active practice, you discovered that you really like the sound of that particular interval, and next practice will be based on that particular interval. You're building your own practice. Keep in mind that practice should be fun. Even if it's hard work, it can be fun at the same time. You need to enjoy what you're doing. If you feel after 3 hours of playing that you're getting saturated, go take a walk, do something else, watch a movie, go talk to a friend. Being a musician is not only spending time on the instrument. Being a musician is being artistic. The ideas that you have are not going to be necessarily just born by staying in a room and playing your guitar all the time. Go take a walk, see what's outside, get new ideas, and transcribe these ideas on your instrument. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like this video. It helps me keep on top of the charts. And if you enjoy this, please subscribe. It's free and you will get some regular content on my channel. And if you don't subscribe, that's okay. Thanks for watching this. I will see you next time, and until then, salut.